There's a moment, just after sunset. When the golden light fades, the road stretches endlessly ahead, and a low, wide shape glides forward with the kind of purity only a mid-engine sports car can deliver. No electric whir. No synthetic sound. Just the raw, unfiltered scream of a combustion engine, a live, breathing feeling. This is the Lotus Emira, final IC models. Not just the last gas-powered Lotus ever made, but a final bow for one of the purest driving experiences on the planet. And it's not just fast, it's emotional. Over 400 horsepower. A chassis so sharp it feels like it was carved from a single block of mountain rock. A design so timeless, so balanced, it looks like it was drawn by the gods of automotive art. This isn't just Lotus' answer to the Porsche 718 Cayman or the Chevrolet Corvette. It's their declaration that the soul of a sports car doesn't die with the internal combustion engine. It evolves. From the moment it appears, with its piercing LED headlights slicing through the dusk, its wide fenders flaring like a crouched predator, you know this is different. It's not pretending to be a supercar. It's not chasing trends. It's embracing legacy, with innovation, precision, and a level of driver engagement that borders on spiritual. Today, we're diving deep into the final IC Emira. From its head-turning design to its driver-focused cockpit, from its effortless performance to its analog soul. We'll explore how fast it goes, how it handles, and whether it can truly carry the spirit of Colin Chapman into the future. And by the end, you'll know, is this the most important Lotus since the Elise? Or has the world moved on from lightweight, analog driving? Let's find out. Let's start with the way it looks, because the Emira doesn't just carry on Lotus design language, it perfects it. At first glance, it's unmistakably a Lotus, that long hood, the wide stance, the aggressive posture. But everything about it feels evolved. Sharper. More intentional. The overall length is 178.9 inches, with 74.8, height just 47.6, making it slightly longer and wider than the outgoing Evora, with a roofline that flows into the rear like a classic sports car from the future. And with a drag coefficient of just 0.31, it's one of the most aerodynamically efficient sports cars Lotus has ever built. A key reason it's so stable at high speeds. Up front, you're greeted by the new laser blade LED headlights, a signature Lotus design element that pulses with light when you unlock the car. It's not just for show. It houses sensors for driver assistance and adaptive cooling for the engine and transmission. On either side are the ultra-slim, full LED headlights, now with dynamic turn signals and animated welcome sequences that light up like a greeting when you approach. The iconic Lotus grille is wider, deeper, and more aggressive than ever, not just for cooling, but as a statement. It's functional, yes, but it's also emotional, a bold declaration that this car means business. Now step back and take in the profile, because this is where the Emira truly shines. That long hood, the short rear deck, the dihedral doors that swing upward like wings. The doors open with a soft click, revealing frameless windows and flush door handles that pop out when you approach. And look at those wheels, 20-inch forged alloys in the front, 21-inch in the rear, wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, filling the arches perfectly. They're not just stylish, they're lightweight and aerodynamically sculpted, with optional aero covers to further reduce drag. The side profile is defined by two sharp character lines, one high, one low, that run from the front fender all the way to the taillights, creating a sense of motion even when the car is standing still. No clutter. No unnecessary vents. Just smooth, flowing surfaces that guide the eye from front to back. And check out the rear quarter windows. They taper into the C-pillar with a subtle crease that echoes Lotus classic design language, but with a more refined, modern execution. Around back, the story continues. You've got a full-width LED light bar. Not just a strip, but a dynamic display that animates when you unlock the car and pulses when you brake. The trunk lid is smooth and uncluttered, with a subtle lip spoiler for downforce. And the rear diffuser? Pure style, no exhaust to hide, of course, but it gives the car a planted, aggressive stance. The license plate is centered, clean, and framed by the wide track. And under the skin, the mid-mounted engine and rear transaxle are perfectly balanced, giving the car near 43 of 57 weight distribution, critical for handling and stability. And let's talk presence, because the Emira isn't trying to scream for attention. It's commanding silence. It's for the enthusiast who values substance over flash, the driver who craves innovation without pretense, and the purist who still believes in the soul of the combustion engine. This is a car for people who care about design, efficiency, and real-world usability. It's not a daily driver. It is the daily driver, now with room for a weekend bag and a passenger who actually fits. It's a tech showcase that doesn't feel overwhelming, and a vehicle that proves you don't need to be a two-seater to have soul. This isn't just a car, it's a statement. Now let's step inside, because if the exterior is a masterclass in modern elegance, the interior is where Lotus truly makes its case for the future. Sliding into the cabin, the first thing you notice is the space. Despite its low roofline, the Emira feels huge inside. That's thanks to Lotus' new premium architecture. Designed from the ground up for next-generation sports cars, with no transmission tunnel, no engine block stealing room. The result? A wheelbase of 98.4 inches, longer than the Evora, which means legroom that's nothing short of first class for a car this size. Even at 6'3", I had over 5 inches of space between my knees and the front seat. And the ceiling? That panoramic glass roof stretches from the base of the windshield all the way to the rear window, making the cabin feel like a lounge in the sky. The materials? Luxurious, sustainable, and surprisingly premium. You've got optional Napa leather, soft, rich, and available in jet black, warm sand, or deep ruby red. Or go for the eco-conscious Alcantara weave fabric, made from recycled materials, that feels just as premium. Real open-pore wood trim on the dash and doors, no fake plastic here. Brushed aluminum accents. Every surface you touch feels expensive, tightly assembled and thoughtfully placed. No squeaks, no rattles, just precision craftsmanship that rivals the best in the business. Now look at the dash, because this is where Lotus throws down the gauntlet. Dominating the center is the 10.25-inch floating touchscreen, clean, minimalist, and powered by the latest infotainment software. It's not just beautiful, it's functional. The interface is clean, responsive, and powered by Android Automotive OS. No lag, no freezing, no hunting through submenus. Climate controls? Always visible at the bottom. Navigation? Crystal clear, with real-time routing that factors in traffic and road conditions. And here's the genius part. Haptic feedback and voice control work in harmony. When you press a button on the screen, you feel a subtle click. No more guessing if you actually tapped it. And Hey Lotus wakes the system instantly. Hey Lotus, lower the temperature and play some jazz. Done. Hey Lotus, find the nearest service center. On screen. It even recognizes multiple user profiles, so the car knows who's driving and adjusts seating, mirrors, and preferences automatically. Below that, near the center console, is a beautifully crafted rotary dial for drive modes and climate, a nod to Lotus analog roots, but with a digital twist. It's angled perfectly toward the driver, minimizing glare. And speaking of lighting, the ambient system here is next level. You've got 16 color options, with zones that can be customized independently. Want a soft blue glow on the footwells and a warm amber on the dash? Done. There's even a mood light feature that shifts colors based on driving mode. Cool blue in efficiency, warm red in sport. It's not just mood lighting, it's an experience. Seating? Plush, supportive, and available with heating and ventilation. The front seats are 8-way power adjustable, with excellent bolstering for long drives. In the back? Well, there is no back. This is a strict two-seater, true to Lotus sports car roots. But the front seats are so comfortable, so supportive, you won't miss it. And the rear storage area? A small shelf behind the seats, perfect for a helmet or a briefcase. This isn't just a driver's car, it's a driver's sanctuary. Storage? Surprisingly practical for a sports car. There's a deep center console with wireless charging, 2 USB-C ports, and enough room for your phone, wallet, and keys. The door pockets are wide, the glove box is deep, and there's a small frunk up front, about 4.6 cubic feet, enough for a weekend bag or charging cables. For a car this low, it's shockingly livable. Now let's talk tech, because if the design and interior are impressive, the technology is where the Emira truly separates itself from the pack. Lotus has equipped the final IC Emira with one of the most advanced tech suites in its class. And it's all designed to make your life easier, not more complicated. Starting with driver assistance. Lotus Drive combines adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, traffic jam assist, and hands-free highway driving in select regions. It uses a combination of cameras, radar, and ultrasonic sensors to deliver confident, smooth automation. It can handle lane changes, on-ramp merging, and even stop-and-go traffic with near-human intuition. And if you take your hands off the wheel too long, a gentle chime reminds you to stay focused, no harsh disengagements. But it's not just about automation, it's about connectivity. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? Fully supported, both wireless. Bluetooth 5.0, Wi-Fi hotspot, over-the-air updates, all standard. You can update the car's software while you sleep, adding new features, improving performance, or enhancing safety without ever visiting a dealership. Lotus has already rolled out multiple major updates since launch, improving everything from voice recognition to battery management. Voice control. Hey Lotus wakes the system instantly, and it understands natural speech. Hey Lotus, lower the temperature and play some jazz. Done. Hey Lotus, find the nearest charging station with restrooms. On screen. It even recognizes multiple user profiles, so the car knows who's driving and adjusts seating, mirrors, and preferences automatically. And then there's the Lotus Connect app, your digital key and command center. Lock or unlock the car from your phone. Precondition the cabin before you get in. Monitor driving stats. Activate the welcome lighting sequence. You can even honk the horn or flash the lights if you're trying to find it in a crowded parking lot. It's seamless, intuitive, and deeply integrated. One of the coolest features? The welcome light sequence. When you approach the car, the headlights and taillights animate in sync, the doors unlock silently, and the interior glows to life, all without pressing a button. It's not just convenient, it's emotional. It makes you feel like the car is happy to see you. And for those who love personalization, the Emira lets you save multiple driving profiles, customize screen layouts, and even set preferred charging times to take advantage of off-peak electricity rates. This isn't just a car, it's a smart, connected lifestyle device. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter, performance. Because all the luxury and tech in the world mean nothing if the car doesn't deliver when you stomp the throttle. And here, the Lotus Emira doesn't just deliver, it glides. Under the skin, you've got two engine options. The first being a turbocharged 2.0-liter inline-4, producing 365 horsepower and 295 lb-ft of torque, efficient, smooth, and perfect for daily driving. The second, a supercharged 3.5-liter V6, borrowed from the Toyota family but uniquely tuned by Lotus, producing 400 horsepower and 310 lb-ft of torque. That's more than a Porsche 718 Cayman S, and it's a sports car. And because it's naturally aspirated on the V6, there's no turbo lag. No delay. Just a relentless surge of power that builds like a symphony, peaking with a scream that echoes through the canyons. And the numbers? They're impressive. The V6 Emira hits 60 miles per hour in just 4.2 seconds. The i4 model does it in 4.5. Top speed? 180 miles per hour for the V6, 168 miles per hour for the i4. Electronically limited, of course. And it does it all with a calm, almost eerie composure. There's no drama, no wheel spin, no lurching, just a relentless surge of acceleration that pins you to the seat. It's not violent, it's authoritative. But it's not just about straight-line speed. The handling? Razor sharp. The Emira gets adaptive suspension with rear-wheel steering, up to 3 degrees of counterphase steering at low speeds for tighter turns, and in-phase at high speeds for stability. The result? A car that feels smaller than it is, dancing through corners with precision and balance. The steering is weighted perfectly, not too light, not too heavy, with real feedback coming through the wheel. And the brakes? Massive steel discs with optional carbon ceramics, bringing this 3,200-pound beast to a stop from 60 miles per hour in just 105 feet. That's supercar territory. And the best part? It's comfortable. Even in sport mode, the ride is supple, soaking up bumps and imperfections without crashing or jittering. Switch to tour mode, and it glides over the road like a magic carpet. There's no noise, no tire hum, no wind whistle. Just the distant howl of the V6 and the soft thump of the suspension. It's serene, calming, and yet, at any moment, you can unleash pure fury with a flick of your right foot. In real-world driving, it's a dream. On the highway, it's whisper quiet, with minimal wind or road noise. The suspension soaks up expansion joints and potholes without drama. In the city, it's easy to maneuver despite its size, thanks to tight turning circles and excellent visibility. And on twisty backroads? It handles with surprising poise. Body roll is minimal, turn-in is sharp, and the rear-wheel drive system keeps you planted through corners. This isn't just a long-range cruiser. It's a genuinely engaging driver's car. Now, let's talk about the engine and efficiency, because what good is all this power if you can't use it without constantly refueling? The Emira runs on 2 internal combustion engines. No hybrid, no plug-in, no electric-only driving. The 2.0 Li4 delivers around 22 mpg city, 30 highway. The 3.5 LV6? Around 18 city, 26 highway. The fuel tank holds 13.5 gallons, giving it a real-world range of over 350 miles on a single tank. That's more than enough for a non-stop drive from Los Angeles to San Diego or New York to Philadelphia without stopping. It's not efficient by EV standards, but for a high-performance sports car, it's respectable. And with cylinder deactivation on the V6, it can run on 3 cylinders during light loads, further improving fuel economy. Now, let's be real, no car is perfect. So let's break down the pros, the cons, and how it stacks up against the competition. 3 major pros. First, the driving dynamics. The Emira is the most engaging sports car in its class. True to Lotus lightweight is right philosophy. Second, the design. The Emira is arguably the most beautiful mid-engine coupe under $100,000, sleek, aggressive, and timeless. Third, the value. At under $85,000 fully loaded, it undercuts rivals like the Porsche 718 Cayman and Chevrolet Corvette, while offering more standard features and better efficiency. Now the cons. 1. The infotainment. While functional, it's not as flashy or intuitive as Tesla's or Lucid's. 2. Brand perception. Lotus still fights the budget brand image, even though the Emira is anything but budget. And the competition? The Porsche 718 Cayman offers more refinement and a more established software ecosystem, but it lacks the raw emotion and driver engagement of the Emira. The Chevrolet Corvette is more powerful and practical, but it's heavier and less agile. The Alpine A110 is more nimble, but it has less power and slower acceleration. So where does the Emira win? In balance. It's the only sports car that combines analog purity with modern tech and everyday usability. It beats the Cayman in driver feel. It outshines the Corvette in handling. But it lacks the third-row seating of an SUV, and it's not for everyone. So, final verdict? The Lotus Emira, final ICE models, isn't just a great sports car, it's a landmark achievement. It proves that a car can be luxurious, efficient, powerful, and stunningly beautiful, all at once and without compromise. It's for the driver who wants the pinnacle of British engineering without sacrificing excitement. For the enthusiast who craves innovation. For the purist who still believes in the soul of the combustion engine. But is it for everyone? No. If you need over 300 miles of range on electric power, if you're on a tight budget, or if you're not ready to embrace a hand-built machine, this might not be your car. But if you want the perfect blend of elegance, performance, and soul, the Emira is as close as it gets to automotive perfection. So, what do you think? Is this the most exciting sports car of the decade? Would you trade efficiency for that level of craftsmanship and emotion? Or would you go for something more practical? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and comment below what car you want reviewed next.